Guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is the worst video on anarcho-capitalism, worst video against anarcho-capitalism I've ever fucking seen. I am not kidding. It made me feel ill, that's how bad it is. You think the Steve Shives and Rational Disconnect and Dusty Smith videos are bad? Well, these videos pale in comparison to this Brandon Cropper guy. Okay, let's see what he has to say, guys. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. I want to talk about anarchy for a minute. There are some people who believe in anarchy.
Well, yeah, of course there's some people that believe in anarchy. The people that are against the initiation of aggression against peaceful people. Yeah, those people believe in anarcho-capitalism, such as me.
Market anarchy, they call it.
Yeah, you can call it that too. I mean, if you have anarchy, you have market anarchy, no government regulation. Yeah, okay, so that's accurate. Pretty much all you're gonna say positively about it, though. I mean, accurately.
So, this is a short video. I could do a rather long video series on anarchy, I think, and address it quite in detail. But this is my argument to any anarchist of any stripe. Market anarchist or libertarian or whatever else.
There's only one true anarcho-capitalism. I mean, there's only one true anarchy, and that's anarcho-capitalism. But, go ahead.
The issue of protecting rights is always what comes up. And it is always suggested by anarchists of one stripe or another that there would just be private companies that would protect rights instead of the public police force and stuff that we have today.
There would be private companies to protect rights. There would be. I mean, look, you have companies that produce guns for people to buy. That's one company that protects rights, in a sense. Being able to make weapons to sell to people, protect their family and their homes. That's also a company there to protect rights. And also there's private police and private military, as well as private security and militias. Okay, let's see what else you got to say.
Right? Kit Kats are made by a private company. Why can't the police be a private company?
Well, yeah, they're both. The police can be a private company. They have private police. I'll link it to a description. Like SEAL security. You know, if people want to make money and they have something to offer for that money, it can be privatized.
So there'd be a private company in this geographic region that protects rights, and a private company in that geographic region, and no.
Yeah, exactly. Ancap communes in different places to protect different groups of people's rights.
No government, okay? No government.
Well, yeah.
Now, what is the difference between a government and a business entity that protects your rights? Well, the business entity's out for a profit. That's one thing. The government has exclusive control over its geographic region.
Okay, well, yeah, a private company is there for your money, and thus motivates them to do a good job. You know, in order to get that money. Company starts fucking up, you go away, and go to a better company that won't fuck up. And yeah, governments do have exclusive control over their geographic region. They're a monopoly on force, after all.
On pain of war.
Yeah, of pain of war. And the government gets its land through violence, through force. That's not good.
Would private market anarchy situations have exclusive control over their region? Or would they be bound to respect the other private protection rackets?
Well, private protection rackets, what are you talking about? They're voluntary companies. The racket's like, give me this much money from your business, you know, your percentage of profit, or I shoot you. The drug cartels do racketeering. And private companies would respect other people and their property. And they wouldn't really rule over land since they're private companies. So anyways, go on.
It doesn't seem to me that there's any way to say that they wouldn't be battling each other constantly.
Why would they battle each other constantly? They're private freaking companies. They're too busy. In fact, they're just busy with serving their customers. It isn't about, oh, these companies attack other companies. Like Burger King attacks McDonald's, or Taco Bell attacks Taco Cabana, or Ford attacks Chevy. All these companies just attacking each other. Or SEAL security attack another private police department. No, that's not gonna happen. Why do these states always suggest it'll happen? It won't.
One of them would take over the territory of the other with their guns and superior numbers of men.
Nope. Try again. That's not how companies work. That's not how they would work. They're just concerned for consumers, their customers. People can protect themselves, various means. That's not gonna happen, dude.
And there would be no government to answer to.
Of course there'd be no government to answer to, and you don't even need one.
I don't see why that wouldn't happen.
Well, then you're ignorant then, because People haven't had government for over 195,000 years, and they were just fine. And it's only into the last 5,000 years that some motherfucking assholes, tyrannical assholes, decide to ruin it for everyone and start forming governments. People work fine without governments. You don't need a government to trade or protect people. You don't. People can do that by themselves and with social security and other private entities and means.
Now here's the finishing argument, the end argument, the kill-all argument.
Oh jeez, oh my god, this guy is just giving me a freaking headache.
They are taking the market as some sort of tree or flower or mud puddle or metaphysical absolute that cannot be questioned.
We never said that, moron. The market can be questioned, okay? You can decide, is it doing well? Is it really the way to go? Is it free? Is it effective? Is it efficient? You can question the market. No anarchist is saying you can't question the market. Yet you claim we are for some reason. Go figure.
And cannot fail.
Never claim that either. The market can fail. Look at depressions. Well, actually, the Great Depression was caused by the government. Other depressions I'd have to look more into. But the market can fail with bad businesses, bad people inside businesses. So we never said what you're saying we said.
They believe the market would create good systems, better police forces, and they would evolve into better and better ones and stuff. They think that the market is some sort of magical natural resource.
We think the market would, build upon better police and better goods and services and all, because it does. Look at computers. Look at blenders. Look at houses. Look at homes. Look at cars. Look at roads. The market did that, buddy. It's the reason why you have a computer and a camera right now to spew your stupid misinformation bullshit. And we don't think the market is magical. No anarchist ever says the market is magical. None. It's not perfect. It has flaws, but you know what? It's optimal. It's as good as it can be. It's as good as it can be for running a society, for having people be able to meet their needs and wants. Does your state do that so well? No. With corporatism and socialism, communism, statism, conservatism, liberalism, whatever government you have, it's bullshit. Less people are going to get what they need and want than with anarcho-capitalism. In a system where you're voluntarily allowed to trade and provide your labor for money, goods and, buy and sell as you please, goods and services. You don't know what the heck you're talking about yet. You're making this video acting like you do.
That just exists, and all we have to do is let it work.
Exactly. You do just need to let the market work so people can make ends meet, so they can prosper. Government likes to get in the way of that with fucking taxes and regulation and bailouts and subsidies and lobbying other bullshit, but you wouldn't know about that since, they just think it'll work and, and the state work. I mean, come on, dude.
But the market is a creature of law.
Okay, dude, you're really starting to give me a headache and make my blood boil. The market's not a creature of law. Let me ask you this, do you need money? Do you need a government to tell you to buy this camera, to buy this computer, to make this video, this really stupid misinformed video? No, you don't. That's the market at work. You decide what you need and want, and you buy it. Someone sells it to you. There's no law needed for that. There's no law needed for me to acknowledge that I'm hungry and I need to eat or I'll die, and to go to the store and buy some damn food to shove in my mouth, You don't need a government for that. You don't need a government to make people buy food or make people sell food. You don't. People know each other needs food, so one guy will make it and one guy will buy it. Really not that hard to understand.
Created by law.
Nope. Try again, dude. Market's been around way before government, way before the 5,000-year-old piece of shit system called government. The markets existed for people to buy and sell as they please, for them to trade their labor for monetary compensation. It existed before government. But hey, you wouldn't know that because, the reason you don't know everything else. You're ignorant. You're stupid for making this misinformed video.
For the society underneath an area of governance.
Yeah, and look how well that's doing with all this poverty in other countries, and, the market being cut back and stagnating through the government in the US, for example. People could have, flying cars by now, and not be so stifled by the government if there wasn't so much regulation. People could have a lot more now without the government than with the government.
It is a stolen concept for them to think that they can use a free market of violence.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? It's the government that does violence. And it's not a stolen concept for us to say, oh, you should be allowed to buy and sell as you please as long as you aren't hurting anyone. What company is regularly using violence as part of its operations? Other than, like, getting in bed with government or corporatism. What is the company really doing to, like, enforce violence? You know what the government's doing to enforce violence? The war on drugs. Police brutality, gun control, surveillance, wars. Government's doing all that for violence as part of its default business operations. Businesses don't do that shit, but you don't know or care about this stuff, do you?
What the hell is this? A free market of violence?
It's not a free market if it has violence. It's a free market if you're free to buy and sell as you please, if you're free to put what you want into it and get what you want out of it. That's what makes it a free market. The government which you support is pretty damn violent, I'll say that. I mean, you got the George Floyd protests going on and riots, and even though George Floyd wasn't a saint, the police did violate their own protocol to kill him. Jeez, this guy's like this guy's a total fruitcake.
To protect rights. There's not going to be a free market if there isn't somebody to stop the initiation of force.
Yeah, and guess who does force, and guess who stops the market from being free? The very government you say is doing just the opposite. I mean, the US has the highest corporate tax rate in the world, and the rich pay the most in taxes, and that stifles business, and yet people want the government to pay, people want the rich to pay even more in taxes, and morons like you think the government's good, that we need the government to reel in the free market, even though that's not what it does, or that's not, it destroys the market, even though that's what's really happening. You think it's keeping it safe for people. God damn.
There has to be a government to retaliate against the initiation of force.
Which companies aren't doing under normal circumstances. They're just selling you stuff and you're buying it voluntarily. Wow, such force.
If there's not, the private things will have to do it, and what's going to stop them from taking more territory, and indeed what's going to stop them from plundering?
What? Jesus Christ, what is with this guy and his stupidity and his stupid brain? Look, companies have customers. If they piss customers off, if they give out stuff, customers don't pay into them anymore. I don't think customers would like a company just plundering and taking from people. Heck, I don't think other people would like that too, and I think the people who they're trying to plunder and take from would defend themselves. And you can have companies defend each other for other companies should the possible need arise. Dude, you have no argument. This isn't working.
Not the market, okay? Because the market is a creature of law.
Yeah, just keep saying that, pal. It's not gonna be true.
Created by government.
Oh my god. This guy, look guys, if stupidity were like a physical substance, and you needed some really bad, and you could get it just by listening to stupid people, go straight up to this guy. But the government the market wasn't created by government. It existed before government. It's just people trading. I have something you want, you have something I want. We're not gonna just give it over for free. Let's trade. I give you some of what I want, you give me some of what you want. No, I give you some of what you want, you give me some of what I want. You know, why does this guy have such strong convictions against anarcho-capitalism? He doesn't even know what it is. You know, he thinks, oh, the market initiates force, and you voluntarily go to the grocery store to buy stuff, to buy groceries. You voluntarily go to McDonald's to get a Big Mac. You voluntarily go to Best Buy to get a computer, like a Dell or an E-Machine's computer. You voluntarily go to Best Buy to buy like a TV like Samsung or Sharp. You voluntarily buy a car, like a Toyota Corolla. You voluntarily buy a house. That's voluntary. That's voluntary free market forces at work. No one's forcing you to do any of those things. Okay, dude?
Or the regions of the place the government owns. There we go. That is the basic reason why anarchy won't work. Because the market, for them, is a stolen concept.
We're not stealing shit.
Stealing this concept of a market right out of the middle of its whole periphery of stuff that goes with it. From government, to law, to the retaliation against physical force being
Oh my god, this guy makes some bullshit and goes, and the bullshit keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Initiated. All that stuff's involved in creation of a market. They just want to take the market out, leave government and physical force behind. They don't want someone to have a monopoly on physical force.
You just defeated your own argument. Monopoly on physical force. One group of elitist assholes that gets to decide what happens to everyone else unchecked. You know? One group of assholes gets to control everything. Gets to control arbitration. Gets to control violence. Gets to control how people deal with things ultimately. You have to answer to the government to do all this shit. To pay taxes. To deal with domestic disputes. To deal with crime. To deal with business transactions. That's what a monopoly on violence gets you, a monopoly on force gets you, but you don't understand, you don't even see it as a bad thing. Like, you're like, oh, it's good to have this group of people control over others, to oversee all this stuff. No, it's not.
Here's the last question before I go. How are they going to prevent a new monopoly on physical force being gotten by one of these other little entities?
Because you have private defense. You have private gun ownership, you have private police, you have private military, you have private security, private militias that will refuse to be ruled by such assholes. See, the only reason government gets so powerful and popular is that people buy into the government. They support it, they vote, they pay taxes, they even join it. That's what makes government powerful. If you don't have people that are willing to buy into a government, that are willing to pay in taxes, support it, vote, even be a part of it. If you have people willing to defend themselves and others from any popular government, if you have people willing to accept anarcho-capitalism, this shit has no chance of happening. None.
Maybe it will just be a constant war with 100 or 1,000 different little governments fighting, but
it won't.
Who's to say that one of them won't sweep the whole region? And then, since they've...
Oh, and doesn't that kind of happen with government? One government ultimately rising with all these countries, you know, fighting for this land with blood. Then governments win over other governments. Don't seem to want to acknowledge that.
Already done away with government and rights, and now it's just...
We haven't done away with rights. Why are you so stupid? Jesus. Rights are what you're born with. You have a right. A right is a way of being or existing or living you're entitled to. For example, I have a right to free speech. I have a right to say what I want without the government censoring me. I have freedom of expression. I can make whatever art I want. I have a right to whatever religion or lack of religion I want. I have a right to own a gun. I have a right to, you know, own what I want. You know, in terms of property. Why do you assert rights are being taken away when we take away government? In fact, quite the opposite is happening. Rights are being given back when government is taken away, because government takes away rights. If I'm not allowed to put what I want into my body, if I'm not allowed to own what weapon I want, if I'm not allowed to not be spied upon and keep my own earnings, instead of having a certain percentage taken away, I am having my rights taken away by the state. Not by the free market, by the state. Rights don't get taken away when you take away government, they get given back. And rights don't get taken away with anarcho-capitalism. They get respected. But once again, you wouldn't get that since you're just spewing ignorance again.
Who's got the biggest guns and who's in charge?
And why can't that be the people that have the biggest guns for themselves to protect against such tyrannical entities which you speak of?
Now rights aren't protected at all because they've done...
You just defeated your own argument. You just mentioned the private companies that would protect rights. You just mentioned that anarchists talk about them. You just mentioned it.
They've done away with their competition, and there's no reason...
That's what government does. Government deals with competition. You know, like the car dealership lobby that's funded, that's appealed to by the government. It makes it so you can only buy cars from a dealership. Yeah, didn't think too much about that now, did ya?
That they should try to lower their price on protection of rights or whatever.
Duh! It's called a free market. The best product for the best price. Companies lower prices so they can get people to buy their stuff over other people's stuff. Come on, dude. You know economics. No, you don't.
There we go. There we go. My blood pressure's going up, so I better end this video. I can't stand anarchists.
Right back at you, dude. I cannot stand statists. I cannot stand statists such as you. So my blood pressure's going up, and my blood is boiling because of stupid freaking retards such as you that think, oh, we need a state. Market is a force of law, you know. Oh my god.
They're ridiculous. The market is a creature of law.
Yeah, I keep saying that. It's not true.
It is not a floating abstraction or a flower or a tree that you can just take out of the middle of nature and use.
Yeah, keep dreaming, pal.
It is an institution of law.
No, it's not. Come on, we're live. Sorry, I had a bit of a recording hiccup back there, folks. I had to redo the last 32 seconds of this monstrosity of a diarrhea video. This guy, he is just really something, ain't he, folks? Brandon Cropper, yeah, you're stupid. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Anyways, bye.